And I think that's it.
Okay.
Good. All right. I will pause for about 5 or 6 seconds and
Okay.
then we will start.
Okay.
Good morning, Sheila. How are you today?
I'm great, Wayne. How are you today?
I'm doing well. It is hot. I like it hot. It's good. Everything is good.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes. And welcome everyone to 27 Minutes with Sheila and Wayne, where we talk about communication skills and verbs as we are attempting to change the world in a positive manner,
Right.
one verb at a time. And Sheila, what is our verb for today?
Today's verb, which we have touched on in the past, but there's so much about it to still talk about, is to welcome. And I have two definitions. One is to greet someone arriving in a glad, polite, or friendly way. And the second is to receive or accept with pleasure. And
Ah,
this word can be both a noun and an adjective and a verb. So sometimes we might talk about it in different ways.
wow. So welcome comes with many hats.
It does, yes. And
Okay.
you are always good at getting more definitions.
Well, I have three, but one is just like yours, so I'm not going to
Okay.
say it. I'll just say two. To meet and speak to someone in a friendly way when they arrive.
Okay.
To be pleased about and encouraged or support something.
Ah,
And I
okay.
said, yeah, so those are three different directions that we can go to. And and you're right, we had done this before. And as I was doing my research, I'm like, um, and I said, wow, but there's so much more out there.
That's right.
And I said, okay, we won't do this. We'll keep going. This is good. I like it.
Okay.
Which we're just as flexible as verbs are, correct?
That's right. We are on any given moment, we can be a verb, a noun, an adjective, or an adverb.
Oh my goodness, yes. and,
But we're
and
mostly talking about verbs today.
we are, yeah, we're talking about verbs today.
And I
Yes.
have a trivia question to ask now and answer at the end of our show.
Do you?
I do.
Okay, let's
In
hear it, please.
2014, Condé Nast's website, The Traveler, Condé Nast Traveler, came up with a poll which people started answering them, but it's still open for people to answer. And the question was, which state has the most welcoming welcome sign? And so I'm going to ask, so I'm going to tell you which state it is. You can be thinking about it. I'm going to tell you which state it is at the end of our show.
Okay, great. So which state has the most welcome signs? Okay.
Most welcoming welcome sign.
Welcoming
Everybody,
welcome
not
signs.
the most, but the most welcoming, the
Oh,
the the prettiest, basically, most
okay.
attractive.
I see. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And I don't have a trivia question. However,
Okay.
I do have a poem that
Okay.
I found. I found this poem yesterday, or yeah, yesterday I think it was, and I read it and I read it and I read it and I said, you know what? This poem reminds me of something. I go, it reminds me of our podcast because we try
Oh,
to do certain things like this as well. And I just said, you know what? It's a lovely poem. I'm going to ask Sheila if I can say it. And you said yes, so I will
please
say
do.
it.
Please
Okay,
do.
thank
I
you.
haven't heard it yet myself either.
Okay, well, and I haven't spoken it out loud, so
Okay.
no one else
Fair,
has heard it either.
fair enough. Okay. Can't wait.
Okay, all right. And Sheila, where can our listeners find you?
Well, thank you. I'm at Zeke and Sheila at yahoo.com.
And you can find me, well, you can email me just like you
Oh,
can email
yes.
Sheila there at
Yes.
zekeandsheila@gmail.com. I'm at wayne@mindsyncing.com. And we would love to hear your feedback, love to hear your questions, and love to hear some thoughts about, how we can use a different verb. And Sheila, guess what?
What?
We are now at 17 countries.
Con- Congratulations, Wayne.
The latest one, congratulations to you too.
Thank you.
The latest one is Argentina.
Argentina. Thank you, Argentina.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. This is really fun.
Yeah, it
This is
is.
really fun. Gosh. Okay, so Sheila, where would you like to start? Or would you like me to start?
Would you
I'm
like to start with your poem or did you want to end with your poem?
well, which would you prefer?
I'm wide open.
Okay, how about I start with the poem and we can
Let's
get
hear
to your
it.
trivia questions at
That'd
the
be
end, all
great.
right?
That'd be
Okay.
great.
And this poem is anonymous. So I was really saddened that
Oh,
because it's such a cool, clever little poem and the title is Welcome. And here we go. Welcome to your fifth grade class. I'm very glad you're here. I'm filled, I've filled a bag with goodies to help describe our year. The pencils represent learning that each day we will do. The sharpener will keep you ready when your pencil is no longer new. The eraser is to let you know that it's okay to make mistakes. We will correct them and learn from them no matter what it takes. The smarties mean I know you are smart and really special too. The lifesavers are a reminder that I am here for you. The bracelet is to let you know that you're always welcome here. The Laffy Taffy means we will laugh a lot throughout your fifth grade year. The starbursts are to let you know that you are a star to us. Fifth grade can be tough at times, but also fun, you'll see.
I like it.
I like it too.
I don't
Yeah.
remember getting Laffy Taffy in fifth grade.
and we and we didn't get any of those other things either in fifth grade, but
No.
golly, yes. But we
Wow.
have them here on the show because we've made mistakes
Yes, we have. Yep.
and we've laughed about them. we
Okay, there we go. That counts.
we corrected them, and
We've
yes,
tried our best. Yep.
and we're trying to sharpen our pencils. We're trying to sharpen
That's
everyone's
true.
pencils
Yep.
with a new perspective on a verb.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I thought it fit very well with what we do.
Well, I've got a couple of quotes that are fun that are related to this verb, but I would like to mention that we use the word welcome as a verb in every podcast. Are you aware of that?
You know what? I just saw that as you were saying that. I'm like, wow, yes, I think I know where she's going.
We welcome your feedback. So please use
Yes.
those email addresses. Is that where you were thinking?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I have couple of quotes here. I knew we had done this because I found the same quote I used the last time we talked about welcome, which was Harriet Tubman, and it was
Ah,
so good I wanted to say it again. So here
okay.
she said, you may recall that she was an escaped slave who led other slaves from the South to the North during the Civil War.
The
I had
Underground
caught
Railroad.
in
Yes.
the Underground Railroad, yes. I had crossed the line. I was free, but there was no one to welcome me to the land of freedom. I was a stranger in a stranger land.
Mm,
So,
mm.
on the lighter side, David Rafikoff says, everyone I vote for never wins. Welcome to America. And then finally, Buzz Aldrin,
Ooh,
astronaut, said,
yes.
everyone who's been in space, I'm sure, would welcome the opportunity for a return to the exhilarating experiences there. Exhilarating experiences there.
Ah, yes.
So,
Golly. And I'm hearing in the news
yes.
that NASA is attempting to do that. And 2024, 2025 are the 2 years that I'm hearing that we might have another exploration to the moon.
Okay.
Um, yes, so I'm pretty stoked about that. It's been a long time. We should have. I don't know why we stopped.
Well, I know a couple of other countries are have that on their goals list as well.
Yes. So good luck to us. Good luck to everyone.
You know what? What I've loved about the moon is that it is inspiring to everyone in the world, not just the country that accomplishes that task.
Absolutely. And we should welcome the the knowledge, the experience, and the depth that we can gain from going there
Oh my
because
goodness, yes.
we're hearing so much about it. It will slingshot us to Mars. So um, setting up a kind of like a colony on the moon to slingshot us to Mars is what's in our future. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, but one thing we can probably be assured of is that there will not be a welcoming committee for the first person who lands on Mars.
They'll have to bring it themselves.
Right, 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 right. And I believe they will.
Yes.
Do you know
Gosh.
that "you're welcome" is one of the top 10 phrases used in almost every language? Well,
I
thank you
I
and you're welcome.
I didn't, but I did know because of my research, I did find that you're welcome was not necessarily as prevalent as we thought it was prior to the
Oh.
19th century.
Interesting.
I did find that fact, and I thought, huh, that's pretty interesting. People would say other things as opposed to "you're welcome," like just they would say other things, but "you're
Uh-huh.
welcome" was not prevalent until the 19th century.
There are a lot of other things that you can say, like no problem, no worries. Yep. But I did see someone suggest that, well, in fact, 17 things extremely happy people say every day, according to Inc.com, as posted in Time magazine, are why say you're welcome instead of one of those other words. And it says it dignifies the person's gratitude. You did it, and you're saying thank you. I mean, you're saying you're welcome because they are worth it.
Ah, nice.
So I liked that. That's a different perspective. A lot of people want to be more informal as time goes by, but I like the fact that sometimes formality is good for dignifying the individual you're talking to.
I enjoyed that as well. Yes, thank you for sharing that.
Yes, yes.
See, isn't it fun doing this research? It really is.
I learn. I'm gonna be really good at
One day
trivia
I'm going to be
games.
just smart, period. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
haven't
with
gotten
you.
there yet.
I'm with you. I'm with
Haven't
you.
gotten there yet, but
Right.
I'm getting smarter every time we do a word, a verb.
Well, one of the things I learned this time around is that, and I was trying so hard to use it as the verb, not as the adjective. Welcome.
Mm,
So when you welcome someone at home, it's not too different from welcoming them at your office or welcoming a new employee or welcoming, obviously an out of state visitor. And some of the common denominations are you turn on the lights,
uh-huh.
you tidy the entrance, you greet with a smile, you give them a place for their stuff. You introduce them to other people and start conversations other than closed. You start open-ended conversations, and it helps to have snacks and a clean bathroom.
And, and as you were saying, as you were going through your list,
Yeah.
I was thinking and remembering when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Hmm.
Every time we had guests come to our house, I wasn't so happy about that because we had to clean the house.
Well, yes,
like they
that's
were
true.
like they were going to go into every nook and cranny in our house, but it
It
had to
was,
be clean.
yep, because sometimes they do go into every nook and cranny.
Well, I guess they do, yes, but I wasn't happy about that. Mom says, "Okay, we're having friends come over." No, oh no, that means we got to clean the house.
I remember feeling like it was my responsibility when I was tasked with passing out cookies to
Ah,
people who were sitting in the living room, and there was one particular cookie my mom made out of cheese that was very good. It was a good cookie to eat with cocktails, but I felt like I had to explain to each person that it wasn't a sweet cookie. They had to be careful
mm,
about their expectations.
okay, huh?
I
So it
think I was
wasn't.
7. I was
So it
7.
wasn't chocolate chip.
Was not.
Mm, okay.
It was not. It was cheddar cheese.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can taste it.
Actually, it was pretty good as long as you weren't expecting chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip. Right. Yes. And I have a list, as you could imagine, um,
Yes.
of welcoming things. It's strange how you came up with that initially, because I have a list of welcoming people, things at home,
Hmm.
and how it parallels to welcoming individuals at work. Or
I suspected you might have a similar because you are good with lists, but
well,
I can't wait to hear what we've got different and what we have the same.
well, you've already said the first one
Okay.
because I said, okay, at home we welcome guests into our home. At
Yes.
work we welcome new employees and visitors.
Yes.
Yes, I said at home we offer our favorite meal. We welcome our favorite meal.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for this one. Oh yes, it's welcomed. At work we welcome repeated performances,
Hmm.
which is much like our favorite meal. Oh, let's
Yes.
do it again. That was
Yeah.
good. Yes, we
Hmm.
had an uptick in our data. Let's do that again. Yes. We welcome in our home new family members.
Hmm.
At work, we welcome new team members.
Yes.
We welcome conversations at the dinner table.
Hmm.
At work, we welcome communication within teams and groups because everyone has a voice.
Hmm.
At home, we welcome comparing recipes.
Hmm.
At work, we welcome brainstorming.
Hmm.
At home, we welcome family meetings. And at work, I'm not sure if these are so welcoming or not,
Yeah,
but it's a
no,
board, it's
on
a
my
board
street.
meeting, right? Yes, a board
Yeah.
meeting.
Right, 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 right.
I'm not sure if everybody wants to go to that one. Painting the bedroom at work, I mean, at home, is welcoming change at
Okay.
work. And I'll stop there.
Ah,
I don't want to capitalize here. I'll stop there because I'm sure you have lots of other things to let us hear.
there was just one thing that is crucial both at home and at work when you're welcoming someone who's new and welcoming someone who's been around for a while, and that is make sure there's an extra roll of toilet paper in the bathroom.
Ah.
So that's not intended as potty humor, but it is critical.
Okay, that would not be cool if somebody knocks on the door from within and go, "Hey, where's
I
the
know.
where's the?"
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Sadly. Well, I was learning that there's such a thing as over greeting on occasion.
Ah,
And and there's a restaurant I go to, and I feel like they do that. So, say you're a person who's either an introvert or not feeling very extroverted at the moment.
uh-huh.
Do you want to have a long conversation with a person that you're probably not going to see again, except for the 5 minute walk to your table or the 2 minute walk to your table? And so, in this restaurant, they have been well trained. The hostess will take the table, and first she'll say, "Watch the 3 steps," which is a good. It can be dark.
Yes,
There are three
uh-huh.
steps, and then she walks 2 more steps as she's turning the table, and she looks over her shoulder and she says, "How are you doing today?"
Ah,
And I thought, well, I just am hungry and I want to eat my food. I don't want to have a conversation. Or the dentist who says, "So, how's your summer going? Do you have any trips planned?" And your mouth is full of dental tools.
yeah.
So,
I can't talk that way.
right.
Yes.
Well, the point of telling these stories is that you want to kind of read the person and
Mm,
not undergreet and not overgreet.
overgreet. Okay,
Right.
I like that. I like that. Oh, I will continue with my list if I may.
Please do.
Okay. How about at home dyeing one's hair? At work, we can call that welcoming, embracing to the new ideas.
Okay.
How about getting a pet? How about adopting a new project?
Okay.
Knowing the buttons to push. Ooh, I
Ooh.
was the little brother, and my job as a little brother
Yeah.
was to do I&A. We've talked about that before. I was
Yes.
there to inform and annoy.
Yes.
At work, we call it welcoming negotiation.
Ah, okay.
How about, oh, here's the dreaded one that I thought every time we had guests come over, cleaning the house.
Ah, yeah.
At work, welcoming, doing the dotting the I's and
Mm.
crossing the T's.
Mm-hmm.
How about cutting the grass?
Okay.
Welcoming, ensuring the total job is being accomplished.
Okay.
Because sometimes you forget that all the little things that have to be done, but
That's
you know,
true.
cutting the grass, I'm thinking of this well manicured lawn. It presents the whole house
That's
as
true.
though, hey, everything's nice and tidy. And at work, you got to tidy those things up as well. All
Well,
right.
it's that first impression that's so important.
It is. It is. And how about you? What's next for you on your list?
I just made a casual list about different ways to welcome people, and I'm going to read through them just because it was kind of fun.
Okay.
You can give a hearty welcome, a warm welcome, a heartfelt welcome, a humble welcome, a respectful welcome, a cheerful welcome, a big welcome.
Ah,
So those are just a few of them, and they really describe different kinds of welcoming, but all of them are positive. It's hard to use the word welcome as a verb without it being a positive thing.
and it's sort of hard to use the word welcome without smiling.
Nice.
And I used to teach little tricks to people who would answer the phones. And I would say, put a smile on your face when you answer the phone. And they go, why? I said, because people can hear it.
It's true.
It is true. And so to say good, you're welcome or good morning, morning. Say morning with a gruff it's hard to do. Now I know a lot of the listeners are going morning. I can do it.
Yeah.
But if you say morning, it ends in a smile.
Okay, morning. I get it.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
You didn't interrupt me, but
Okay.
I will say I was reminded that November 21st is World Hello Day.
World
So
Hello Day.
hello. So kind of the opposite side of welcome is, thank you and hello. And so or in combination with welcome is hello. So it started in 1973. It is enjoyed in 180 countries. The big goal is to recognize that conflicts can be settled by talking versus violence. The little goal to get to that is to say hello to at least 10 people.
Ah.
Now, again, if you're an introvert, this might be very challenging, but if you are walking a golden retriever down the street, this is very, very easy.
Oh, especially if that golden retriever's name is Zeke, right?
Especially if it's Zeke. Yes.
Yes. All right. Here's two or three that I would like to say.
Okay.
At home, saying no. At work, how about welcoming the request for more information?
Great.
Saying yes at home. How about welcoming this? Letting your team work the process and watching from afar.
Instead of micromanaging, I like it.
Exactly. Yes.
That's
And and
exhausting.
and one more. I said three. Saying goodbye at home and at work, welcoming, working out the odd product. I'm sorry, moving out the prod. The, boy, tongue tie. Moving out with the old product or method and in with the new.
Okay.
I like that.
I
Yes,
like that.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I have more, but please go ahead.
Oh, let's see. I already talked about my other trivia with World Hello Day. So let me be looking at my notes as you carry on.
Okay, how about birthday celebrations at home? We welcome those.
Hmm.
At work, we need to welcome the accomplishments and appropriate celebrations.
Yes.
How about watching TV together at home? At work, welcoming that periodic state of the company addresses and all hands meetings.
Okay.
Trusting
Yes. Yeah. That
trusting
makes sense.
mom and dad. We welcome that. I always welcome that. Trusting mom and dad.
Hmm.
Um, I said for work, keeping your word and doing what you
Mm.
say you will do.
You are so good at giving these comparing and contrasting lists. Keep
And
on.
you are too kind, and I'll pay you $20 later. Thank
Oh,
you.
good. Good.
Turning off the stove. How
Okay.
about being cost effective and safety
Mm,
conscious at work?
great.
Supporting each other, welcoming that building, teaching, growing, and succession planning that we should do at work.
Hmm.
One more, and then
Yes.
I'll defer to you. Trip planning, welcoming strategic thinking at work.
Oh,
I think this is so cool. Um, and I worked hard on it. Let me tell you, it was not just a snap and here we go. I certainly thought about these for a long time. This,
right.
oh yes,
I
yes.
can tell.
So I will look back at you, look at your list over your shoulder. What's going on over there?
Oh, I just have one more quote. This is a fourth quote. You've talked about how one of the three books a person should always be thinking about reading, if not actually reading at any given time, would be a book of poetry. And this goes along with the poem that you spoke this morning, earlier in this podcast. This is
Okay.
Emily Dickinson. And
Aha.
she said, the soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience.
Ooh.
That
Yes.
was that was a little more heavy.
But understandable.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
I
because
like it.
poetry tends to do that.
It does. Yes.
So that's why it's so good to keep your mind open to it,
I think
to
so.
welcome new experiences.
Ah. How
Go
about
ahead.
doing the dishes at home?
Yes.
And what I came up with that at work was taking care of the little things that can pile up if not done.
Ah.
and then we get more behind her in our work, right? So
Yes.
yes, welcoming that stuff. Ooh, challenges to deal with at home.
Okay.
Welcoming that thing that we can do, working through difficult times and issues towards success at work,
Okay.
forgiveness at home,
Mm.
having an open door policy at work, which says, welcome, come on in, we can talk about anything. Eating breakfast at home,
Mm-hmm.
welcoming that thought of keeping your team, staff, employees trained and educated and well suited for the job.
Great.
Checking the mail at home.
Mm-hmm.
Aha. How about welcoming that part where we review the data at work?
I love data.
You know, it's something about numbers. They're really cool. I'm looking
Charts, graphs.
I'm
Okay.
looking at the clock. We're at 25:52. So I'm just going to throw out these last two or
Good.
these next two, and then
Great.
I'm going to stop. But sons or daughters' first car.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I said at work, welcoming new certifications,
Ah.
allowing to stay up later. Ooh, I
Mm.
remember when I got to stay up later.
Oh
That was a
yeah.
welcoming thought. Yes.
Yeah.
And I said at work, how about that's called promotions?
Okay.
Because we're getting older, we have more responsibility. Welcoming those thoughts.
Okay. Thank
I will
you.
stop there. But anyway, so what else do you have here for us? Any other quotes?
No other quotes. I just, I talked already about how we say we welcome feedback, which we do, and you've got ways to contact us. But the key about welcoming feedback is to not get defensive, as if you're being criticized. If you say you welcome it, you've got to welcome it and then apply changes accordingly.
That's right. And we have had verbs that have we have been asked to talk about
Hmm.
that you and I have said on sometimes prior to getting on the show, ooh, this was a difficult verb, or this was a difficult
Right.
verb. And I remember that we talked one time about, ooh, what happens if we get a verb that we don't want to talk about? And
Hmm.
and I can honestly say that we have both said we will probably never say that, because
Right.
if someone gives us a verb, this is what this podcast is all about. Let's do it.
Yeah. We'll learn something.
Absolutely.
And
And
that something may be, boy, am I sorry I said we should do every verb.
it's well, okay, yes, but there are limits, right?
Okay.
Sheila, I am looking at the clock. It is 27 something. So
Okay.
would you give us your last trivia answers here and then
Yes, I
take us
will.
home?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
The trivia question, as a reminder, is that each state in the United States has their own welcome sign. Which one has been voted on Condé Nast Traveler website as the most attractive? Which got the most votes as attractive? And that is the state of Wisconsin. And their signs, they have 23 of these in their state. They're 10 feet tall and
Uh-huh.
11 feet wide. It's a wood frame, like a log frame, and hanging in the middle is is the shape of Wisconsin that says "Welcome to Wisconsin."
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will welcome your comments as you take us home, please.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate any feedback that you give us. We appreciate your listening to us, and we look forward to chatting with you again next week.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week. Thanks,
Thank you,
Sheila.
Wayne.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.